What's up, my friends? It is Danny Gallows, of course, and welcome back to another vlog. Of course, surprise, surprise, it's another vlog. I just got back from work and, been thinking things all day. I actually didn't have to think about too much today. I knew, when I got home today, I knew immediately what I was going to be talking about. And it's unfortunate and it's sad and it's kind of disturbing in a lot of ways, and it's eye-opening too, and it needs to be talked about. Let's just jump right into it here. I mean, I'm sure you guys can tell by the title there. There's a YouTube channel out there, if you guys don't know, that's getting a lot of attention right now for the wrong reasons, called Monalisa. Now these were, I believe, teen YouTubers. They were teen parents as well. I believe the woman has a young child and another child on the way. And what they were doing on their channel were basically they were branching into like the world of pranks and stuff like that, as so many YouTube channels do. And what ended up happening is this woman literally shot this man in the chest through a book. He was holding up a book, and they were doing a prank where he claimed that he had done this before. He had stopped a bullet with like an encyclopedia or something like that in front of his chest. And long story short, actually not really long story short, they set this prank up. And she had, I guess, a Desert Eagle, which is one of the most powerful handguns in the world. I mean, a Desert Eagle is pretty much, a rifle, a handheld rifle. And she held it up to the guy's chest. Of course, he's holding the book in front of him. And she shot him dead. She shot him dead. And there was documentation about this before. Like she had been tweeting on Twitter. She was like, "We're about to do this crazy prank. About to do this crazy prank. It's not my idea, his idea." And she's all like worried and stuff like that about it. That was the prank. And the reason that they were doing this, and this is publicly stated, like this is in the news and everything, like the reason they were doing this was for plays and for ad revenue on YouTube. And I mean, this is just, it's mind-blowing in a lot of ways. I mean, granted, like, these two people are just, what is going on in their heads? Like, what is going on in their heads? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know that they're young and they still, their brains really aren't even developed at this point. They're still teenagers, right? It doesn't matter. It's like, what would possess you to actually go through with this action? I mean, to actually hold up a gun. I don't even care what kind of a gun it is, to hold up a gun to someone's chest and just shoot it. Like, knowing that the prank can go very wrong. And it did. And, like, I mean, not only that, but with a young child and another child on the way. Like what is this mother going to tell, what is mother going to tell her children when they grow up? Where's your father? Oh, I shot him in the chest because we were doing a YouTube prank. I mean, it's like this has got to stop, man. And it's like here's the thing. Mark my words. Like that right there, that story right there about La Mona Lisa, that's the end of YouTube prank channels. I mean, I know that, like, it may be dramatic to say or whatever, like, you can't shut all YouTube prank channels down. Listen, guys, YouTube has been pulling ad revenue out, advertisers have been pulling away from YouTube, and it's because of all of this crazy crap content like that. That's why the advertisers pulled out of YouTube. That's why YouTube is just, like, dying, why it's just losing all credibility right now. Is because of crazy stuff like that. And mark my words, this is the beginning of the end of prank channels on YouTube. Because now that that's happened, YouTube is not going to allow that to go on anymore. If you have a channel that's based on pranks and doing stupid activities like that, you're non-existent anymore on YouTube, especially after a story like that. And I mean, it's just disturbing. And that kind of stuff happens on YouTube. I mean, it really is anything goes on YouTube, and like sometimes that's not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how can it be? They were so young. They were such a young couple with children. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, What drove them to do this? What drove them to this point? Well, you could argue that a part of that reason is the availability that YouTube made for them. You know, I've always been saying this, that, you know, I don't really understand why YouTube ever let, you know, because back in the day, back when YouTube first existed, to be an actual content creator on YouTube, you had to go through a process. And then they told you whether your channel was relevant or not, basically. They basically told you straight up, like, no, your channel's not good, it needs more work, you know, you need to improve this, you need to improve that, it's not good enough to show, you need to get a better camera, you need to do this, but you know, there's an approval process. And then you could put ads on your video, and then you could make money on your video. Nowadays, if you have a YouTube account, you can just come on YouTube and just create a channel. And in a lot of ways, that's good because people like me, right, I didn't have to go through an approval process. I can just, you know, come on and create my channel, and anybody can just come on and create that channel. But really, you know, in retrospect, you know, was it really a good thing for YouTube to just let anyone come in? Because what happened? Well, they let anyone come in. And what happened is now you have ads being pulled off of people's channels because there's crazy stuff going on. You have people killing each other on videos. I mean, you know, things are just you know, are not going well on YouTube right now, and it's bizarre. It's really bizarre because YouTube is the most popular social media platform in the world. That's absolute. That's never changing. That's been so since YouTube launched. You know what I'm saying? And you think a platform like that would have a little bit more responsibility for the people that's letting come onto its platform, because yes, you know, look, is YouTube making a lot of money letting anybody come on and letting anybody monetize their video? Hell yes. YouTube is making billions of dollars off of just ad revenue, right? Because they're letting anybody come on, and as long as the subject is popular, they can exploit whatever they want to, and they can make plays, and that in turn makes YouTube money, right? But maybe it's time that YouTube took a couple of steps back and said, you know what? We're going to reevaluate not only, you know, like, fresh people just coming into YouTube, but we're going to sit down and we're really going to evaluate every single channel on YouTube and make sure that the content that they're putting out is not troubling or offensive, or it's not violent, it's not you know, racist, sexist, you know, whatever you have in that whole sphere, that whole spectrum of things that YouTube doesn't want. Well, you know what, guys? Why don't you sit down and actually look at channels, and maybe stuff like this, like all this stuff that happened with Monalisa, right? Maybe that wouldn't have happened if you guys were monitoring these channels, right? If you were monitoring these people's Twitter feeds, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's you know, not only is this going to incite, of course, this is going to incite national outcry too for, like, you know, like gun violence and stuff like that. But this is also a huge blow into the side of YouTube, as in, like, the ship is, part of the ship is sinking right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is a major blow to YouTube, and not to YouTube, but just like the families of all of those people too that were involved, that know those people, the friends and family that were involved in that situation, knowing that it's public information that they were trying to get views and they were trying to get money on YouTube. It's like their family has to live with that and deal with that now. Let's stop that. You know, it's like YouTube has the power to stop that kind of stuff. You guys have the power to filter your channels, to make sure, I mean, and YouTube is already doing that, but it seems like they can't keep up with it. There's too much going on and they can't keep up with it. And part of how they can fix that is they can stop letting just anyone come onto YouTube and create a channel. Go back to having a review process. Go back to having a process where you're actually looking, okay, is this person valuable to YouTube or not? Or is this person just some random you know, person that's just turning on their webcam and just speaking into it? Which, you know, is what YouTube is about. But at the same time, it can't be promoting violence and disturbing crazy stuff. You have to be looking at the kind of content that people are putting out. Like I said, they can't just be turning on their webcams and then just doing whatever they want. It is YouTube, but it's not. It can't be promoting stuff that is harmful to society. We have to have some kind of limitations. There have to be some kind of boundaries so that situations like this don't happen, because more situations like this will continue to happen. People will continue to put themselves in dangerous situations in order to exploit YouTube for plays and stuff like that. YouTube has the power to not let that happen. And like I said, this story that's the end of prank channels. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I can see for the future of YouTube, prank channels or anything that's inciting violent activity or just crazy stuff, it's the end of all that. Now that this kind of story has come to the surface, YouTube is going to be cracking down, and that's not always a good thing, because that means more regulations are coming for YouTubers. More advertisers may start to pull out, and more of that blanket punishment that I hate and I talk so much about that is not deserved. I mean, but like I said, there has to be limitations somewhere. There has to be some kind of rules and restrictions set up so that that stuff doesn't seep through, because this story is just crazy. It's just unbelievable, and we can't let this stuff happen. YouTube is supposed to be a place for content creators. It's supposed to be a place for imaginators. People who use their creativity. And also modern day what would you call modern day philosophy, kind of like vlogging, like stuff that I'm doing, just speaking about life and stuff like that. Actual content creation. That's what YouTube is supposed to be about. It's not supposed to be about shooting people and then accidentally killing them. That can't happen. That kind of stuff, that kind of activity, that shouldn't be allowed on YouTube. That should be outlawed. Those kind of violent pranks, stuff like that shouldn't be here. I hate prank channels in general. I think that prank channels are way too overpopulated, and they have so much notoriety, and it's not deserved. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm happy in a lot of ways to see YouTube kind of crack down on those just crap channels and get it out of here. Clear all that content out of here so that actual content creators like myself and so many others on YouTube can finally come out. We can actually achieve the detention. Yeah, so that we can actually achieve the attention that we all deserve, because it's long overdue. These crap channels on YouTube have taken up too much time, and now it's starting to get to the point where people are literally killing each other on video, and it's just like, man, let's get a regrip. Let's regrip YouTube here. Let's evaluate ourselves. Let's get ourselves back on top of the situation on YouTube. Kind of like discuss YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what needs to go on. Conversations in the community. What should YouTube really be about? Should it be a place where anything goes, or should it be a place for artists and creators and musicians and vloggers like it's supposed to be? You know what I'm saying? Not saying family-friendly content. I'm not saying. All I'm saying is that we need to remove all of the people who aren't doing anything, that have no imaginations, that aren't contributing anything to the YouTube sphere. We don't need uncreative people on here. I'm sorry, as blunt as that sounds, like I'm just being honest. We don't need people who have nothing to offer to YouTube. That don't have a lick of creativity in a flake of dandruff on their head. That are just sitting there and uploading other people's material and making this kind of bland, vanilla commentary, and just, you know what I'm saying? No mind power, no brain power whatsoever, and they just sit there and just upload this crap. And it's like, why is this here? Why are we doing this? Why are we supporting this? It's time to reevaluate YouTube, and it's time to just, you know, get YouTube back, give YouTube back to the content creators. Give YouTube back to the actual content creators, the people who are putting effort into their channels. That's all I'm saying. Because the people who aren't putting in effort to their channels are people like the people that I'm talking today. That feel that they need to resort to violent pranks to get plays. You know what else that's known as? People who don't have anything to offer to YouTube, so they're going to exploit popular subjects to make money, and in the process release material that is extremely disturbing to the entire world. You know what I'm saying? Like, there it is in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? Those people need to be removed from YouTube. We don't need that stuff anymore. Give YouTube back to the people who are creating content, or the people who have something to say. You actually have something to say and actually have to offer the world, because that's what we need right now. We don't need a circus. We need philosophers and artists and creators on YouTube. That's what YouTube needs to be. That's what YouTube needs to become again. So that's going to do it for this, well, I guess you could call it a brief rant on YouTube today. But, you know, to be honest with you guys, I mean, that story is just, it's just sad. I mean, it's very, very unsettling. And to be honest, just haunting. You know, it's really haunting that things like that happen, that things like that are going on, and things like that could still happen. You know, if YouTube keeps operating like it does, things like that could still happen. And we need to kind of wake up and start discussing this in the community more. And share this video too, you know, with your friends. You know, if you agree, if you feel that the things that I'm saying in this video are right up your alley, and this is how you know, this is a good conversation starter to start to change YouTube. Please, you know, share this with your friends. Let your friends know about this, and maybe this will start to actually evolve things in the YouTube sphere. But this is going to do it for today's vlog, guys. As always, leave all your thoughts and opinions down below in the great white void, and I will see you guys for the next vlog video. Later.